Well, welcome back again to Compassion Camp. We're glad you're here and glad you joined us today. Today, our Bible story is coming from Mark, the second chapter, verses 1 through 12. Now, Mark is the second book in the New Testament. The second book in the New Testament. And it tells the stories of Jesus. So you might want to pick it up and take a look sometime. Well, today we're talking about friends bringing their friend on a mat to Jesus. You see, they're bringing their friend a very different way than maybe you bring your friend to Jesus, but they're still bringing their friend to Jesus. Okay? Now we're talking about compassion. Our camp this week, all week, is about compassion. And let me remind you what compassion means. Compassion means I see your hurt. I feel your hurt with you, and I'll work to ease your hurt. Okay? Now listen, this story involves some heavy lifting, a massive hole, and it also involves some neighbors who take a risk to help a friend who has lost the ability to use their legs. I want you to listen for the surprising moments where compassion helps people be brave. Okay? Also want to remind you, this is your family packet and it is included. You picked it up, and I hope that you'll take some time and spend with your family on that. So let's get into our story. It's found in Mark, the second chapter, verses 1 through 2. And it goes like this. One day, Jesus visited someone's home. Now everybody heard that he was there, and they were all so excited to see him because they had heard how he healed and he'd helped people to be a part of their communities again. A friend who was paralyzed, he had his friends take him to see Jesus. Well, when the group got there, it was so crowded that they couldn't see Jesus. There was no way that they could get through the people. So they had an idea. They climbed up on top of the roof of the house, and they made a hole in the roof and where Jesus was. And they lowered their friend down into the room. Now when Jesus saw their faith, he was encouraged, and he told their friend, I see you and love you. You are made for the whole community. Your sins are forgiven. Now some of the temple leaders, who were called scribes, they were watching Jesus. And when they heard him say this to the friend who was paralyzed, they were very angry. They thought to themselves, who does Jesus think he is? Only God can do these things. Now Jesus could tell the scribes disagreed with him, so he said to them, I know what you're thinking right now, but what's easier, to say I see you and I love you, or get up and walk? In fact, I'll show you that it's possible to do both. So with compassion, Jesus turned to the friend who was paralyzed and he said, get up, pick up your mat and go home. You are healed. He stood up and he was amazed. He picked up his mat and he went to his home with his friends. Now everyone was so happy. They praised God because they had never seen anything like this before. Well, listen, that ends our story, but let me share a little bit more with you. You see, we might think we only need to be brave for big, scary things. We might think that being brave is only for superheroes. But whether it's for a friend or stranger, a family member, a neighbor, or even ourselves, compassion helps us be brave. Sometimes being brave means being like the friends by showing up for someone. Maybe helping carry their burdens, helping them get where they need to be, and standing with them. Sometimes being brave means being like the friend who is paralyzed by sharing your own story with them and asking for what you need. And sometimes being brave means, well, being like Jesus by fully seeing and accepting a person just as they are. Hey, I want to thank you again for letting me be a part of this compassion camp, and I hope that you'll reread this story at home with your family and talk about it. And again, I want to thank you for coming out, and I look forward to our next story. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.